We have some breaking news to share with you this morning. Civil rights icon and two-time presidential candidate Reverend Jesse Jackson has passed away at the age of 89. A cause of death has yet to be confirmed, but Jackson's family says he died peacefully, surrounded by loved ones. Here's more on his life and legacy.
Born in Greenville, South Carolina, Jesse Jackson faced bullying early on. The icon for peace was the product of an affair between a 16-year-old girl and her married neighbor. He often said reminders of that harsh reality in school gave him the fire to stand up for himself and others. As a teen, he grew up under Jim Crow segregation. Then in the 1960s, he rose to fame as a Baptist minister and a mentee of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. In 1965, Jackson played an integral role in the civil rights movement. He was on the front line in the historic Selma to Montgomery marches, protesting for voting rights for Black Americans.
We ain't gonna let nobody turn us around.
Right, pick 'em up and lay 'em down.
On April 4th, 1968, he was there when King was assassinated on a balcony at the Lorraine Motel in Memphis.
We must resist this weak and anemic memory of a great man. For to think of Dr. King only as a dreamer is to do injustice to his memory and to the dream itself. The so-called I Have a Dream speech right here in Washington on August 28, 1963 was not a speech about dreams and dreaming. Read the speech. He was describing nightmare conditions. He said, "We paid our dues."
In 1971, Jackson founded PUSH, People United to Serve Humanity, which later became known as the Rainbow PUSH Coalition, a group focusing on civil rights. And his passion for people led him to run for president of the United States in 1983, becoming the second Black American to mount the nationwide campaign as a Democrat. He didn't win the ticket, but in 1988, he tried again, capturing close to 7 million votes. But his early wins weren't enough for him to capture the nomination.
We need more than a new president. We need a new direction. A new direction.
Jackson's influence extended to international matters in the 1980s and 90s. In 1991, Jackson made a trip to Iraq to plead with Saddam Hussein for the release of foreign nationals held as human shields. In 1997, he went to Kenya to promote free and fair elections. And later, Jackson went on to help free 3 U.S. POWs captured during the Kosovo War. But the beloved figure for peace was not far from controversy, facing both personal and professional criticism for an affair with a staffer revealed in 2001. Jackson took on a new fight with COVID-19 and the pandemic. He got the shot in front of media to encourage other Black Americans to be vaccinated. That was January of 2021. He also opened up about his health, revealing he had Parkinson's disease and sickle cell anemia.
I thank Dolly for leading the way, leading the drive to get me again to walking again on my own power.
I should get back at work now.
Despite it all, he continued protesting for civil rights. Because of this, his family says his legacy will never die.
We are humane people. We fight for justice and fairness. I am somebody. I am God's child. We just people united.
The loving heart and the relentless passion of Jesse Louis Jackson.
Love you, Jesse.
Of course, we'll have more on that story throughout the day and on our website at WSAV.com. New this morning, a local teacher is being remembered after she was hit and killed during a crash involving a driver who authorities say was fleeing from federal immigration agents. Chatham County Police say the man responsible for the crash is 38-year-old Oscar Lopez. The Department of Homeland Security says Lopez is from Guatemala and was issued a final order of removal in 2024, though it's unclear when or how he entered the United States. According to DHS, Lopez fled from a traffic stop, made an illegal U-turn, and ran a red light, hitting Dr. Linda Davis, a teacher at Hess K-8 school. Lopez is facing several charges, including homicide by vehicle in the first degree. One bystander says she is thankful to be alive.
Took the hit for us. So as we were both turning, she took that hit while I was able to turn away. If she wasn't there, he would have hit my driver door. He would have hit the door right behind me, which had my 3-year-old. I'm 8 months pregnant. None of us would have made it. She's definitely a hero. She saved my family. She saved my husband from getting the worst phone call.
Chatham County Police say they were not involved in the ICE operation, that they only responded to the collision afterward. The school system says counseling and support resources are available for students and staff affected by the news. 6 minutes after 6 o'clock right now, we are taking a live look from photojournalist Art Otimo, downtown Savannah. Storm Team 3 meteorologist Alyssa Carsley is in the Weather Center with our weather on the 3s. Good morning, Alyssa.
Hey, good morning, Kim. We're starting off the day with temperatures around 15 to close to 20 degrees colder than yesterday morning, as we're sitting right around freezing in Sylvania. As we're starting off the day around 33 degrees, 36 in Hampton, and 41 degrees currently in Savannah. You'll need those warm winter layers at least for the next couple of hours. The sun officially pops up in just less than an hour away from now at 7:05. Watching for lovely sunshine out there throughout the day, and that's going to quickly warm our temperatures up with a southeasterly wind around 71 degrees for that high today in Savannah. Upper 60s in Richmond Hill, 66 degrees for the high today in Beaufort, to 71 degrees for the high in Statesboro. Now gradually throughout the day, high pressure is going to move off the east coast, bringing in that southeasterly for today, though at least by tomorrow and through Saturday, we're tracking a stronger southwesterly wind that locks in place, and that's what's going to allow for our temperatures just to continue to warm up all the way into the end of the week, where there is a chance Thursday and Friday we are tracking near record warmth. So we'll talk about that, plus the weekend chance of rain coming up in just around 10 minutes.
Thank you, Alyssa. Developing now, Midtown Savannah residents are raising concerns after 5G cell service poles began popping up in their neighborhoods. Some saying they feel they should have been notified. District 4 Alderman Nick Palumbo says he's pushing for clarity on how the project is moving forward. City records show Crown Council's small cell proposal appeared on the agenda for the Metropolitan Planning Commission last year. Palumbo says despite that listing, residents never had meaningful opportunity to publicly weigh in before installations began. He's now asking for a review of that process.
Savannah's building a case, and I'm building the case so that we can get this in front of the right people and decision makers to tighten up the process and make sure that this doesn't happen again. Every single person's castle is their home, and they have a right to say what goes and what doesn't go in their yard. We're just asking for clarity, design review, and something that matches the beauty of our community.
A community briefing and listening session is scheduled for tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock at First Christian Church. Palumbo says he's encouraging residents to share their experiences as he prepares to bring the issue before City Council. In Bryan County, Richmond Hill Historical Society member Amy Mitchell is pushing for the preservation of historic sites like churches, rice canals, and cemeteries in the unincorporated area. County commissioners issued a survey on preservation, receiving 86 responses, with only 2 who say preservation is not needed. She says residents in the community fear these structures are threatened by the county's rapid growth.
A lot of people have a misconception that if a property is listed on the National Register of Historic Places, that it is protected from demolition or anything, detrimental to the site or structure. But unfortunately, that's not the case. It has no protection.
Commission Chair Carter Enfinger says historic preservation is on the board's radar, but there are many conversations still needed before drafting an official ordinance, and that will take time.